So, welcome back to Season 7, Episode 4 of Teed Up, where everyone's a sports expert.
The podcast that makes students care about sports.
We are an original podcast created and produced by Long Beach State's student-run newspaper, the Long Beach Current.
I'm Brandon Rodriguez.
And I'm Gianna Echeverria. We are here with new volleyball coach, Nick MacRae. Thank you so much for joining us.
Gianna and Brandon, thank you. And to our Long Beach Nation and our students, love and appreciation sent your way. My biggest goal is to ensure we continue to unite. So it's an absolute honor to be here with the both of you. Thank you very much.
We're really excited to have you, Coach. I mean, we know you've been with Long Beach for over a decade, right, which you're a loyal Beach Nation guy. We know that we can rely on you. But you step into this insane role and taking over a legend of a team. Yeah. We're really excited to have you, and we can't wait to find out more about how you got here and all of that. But kind of want to start a little bit about you, maybe something that the people don't really know. Who's Nick MacRae outside of volleyball?
For me, I'm born and raised in Long Beach.
Oh, nice.
And I went here to Long Beach State. So to all of our students, to all of our faculty, I've been on every side of it. I graduated Long Beach State with my degree in business finance in 2012. And then fall of 2012, right after I graduated, my former boss, or former head coach, Alan Knipe, gave me a call, and he was my coach and mentor here. And he said, "Hey, Nick, are you still interested in coaching volleyball?" So right when I graduated here, a door was open for me to start here, and I've been here ever since. I was a volunteer, so I worked for zero money. I didn't necessarily know if I was going to be a coach as my primary career for 25 plus years. I just stepped into a door because I had people that look out for me, and that's something that I'll continue to lobby with our relationship moving forward. How can I open up doors in my world? And that's to any student that wants to stay involved. I say the same thing to my guys now. The more that I know, because people have looked out and helped me through my journey, being from our community, being from Long Beach State, I've only worked here. I've had amazing people look out for me, and it hasn't always been easy. That is now my role, being a head coach and leader, saying, okay, let me look out for everyone else too. So some other things, other than me being born and raised right here in Long Beach, I'm a father and I'm a husband. I've got my teammate, my wife Ashley, and we're raising our 3 kids, Reese, Niles, and Maeve, right here in our community. Yeah.
That's so amazing.
Coach, it feels like Alan Knife kind of left an imprint on you with the way he brought you in and just helped you right away. Just walk us through what it kind of felt like initially when he wanted you part of that coaching staff, right when you graduated.
Look, in my craft, he's one of the world's greatest. So I'll start it up. When I was 17 years old, I was recruited by him. So that would mean I'm a sophomore or junior in high school, and I'm trying to open up my eyes. Okay, what are my interests? What do I want to study in college? I knew I wanted to play volleyball, and then it's starting the recruiting process, and Alan was one of those coaches that I spoke to through the recruiting process. And when I give this story about him, and when I talk to student athletes that I'm recruiting today, he had asked, "Hey Nick, what is your goal post volleyball?" And at the time when I was 17 years old, I told him, I think I'm interested in coaching or teaching. And then throughout our relationship here, I didn't know if I was going to keep pursuing volleyball when I graduated. I actually thought I was going to go into Merrill Lynch and follow my academic major, which is going business finance. And then I told you, Alan still gave me the call because I set that as my goal. So the 2 major things I learned from Al is you're always striving to leave the place better than you found it. And then you're trying to bring as many people along for the ride and the journey as possible. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to emulate that exact same thing right there. Leave this place, leave our community, leave the program, even knowing that there's going to be another head coach who comes and takes this thing to even further heights years later. And how many people can I bring along for the journey, including our students? I'm speaking right here to our students. I want to connect our current student athletes with our students on campus, and I'm like, we'll keep diving into all of my different mantras, but one of the things that we talk about just for every single day, and you'll see the visual, if my guys, and this comes from myself, my staff, and our guys, if every single day we can grow, and that's physically, mentally, spiritually, like just the holistic student athlete or holistic Nick MacRae, if every single day we can connect, I'm a connector, so how can we connect individually, collectively, with your family, or connect with yourself? If every single day I can create, because in our craft of athletics, it is competition. There's a lot of like, yeah, it's a win or a lose. It could be rudimentary, matter of fact, they're like, no, we need to enjoy creating with this mindset. And then if every single day I can compete, like those are the variables. So to get back, I want to connect our student population with your men's volleyball team, because we represent you, we represent this university. I look forward to connecting even more.
I mean, you seem so like ignited about being head coach. Like, please, like, walk us through your reaction when you found out. I mean, you've been here for long enough to really have a connection with Coach Knipe, and to maybe, did you expect it? Did you see it coming? Did you know it was going to happen? And, you know, how did you settle with that feeling?
It was part of the absolute journey. Yeah. And like all of us, and remember the first thing, Brandon, I asked you, like, all right, what's your goal 5 years from now? We continued like to set, and I'd like to hear your goal at some point too, because yes. Like in times what I've experienced, and I'll speak for myself, we can be insecure about publicly stating what our goals are. And especially if we go after these massive dreams and goals that don't have any guarantee. And that's the biggest thing. So for me, it was stating, yes, I want to be a head coach. And then, yes, I want to be the head coach of Long Beach State men's volleyball. Now, how do I get there? And then before it was every door was closed, Long Beach State men's volleyball, it was, what is my objective to be a head coach? And how was Alan mentoring me there and opening doors? And then it got to a point a few years ago where Alan said, hey, these doors are closed. The line is for you to be the head coach of Long Beach State men's volleyball. The time frame may not be perfect and might not be guaranteed. So then when that day came, it's okay, we have been planning this. The exact date wasn't circled, so now it's okay, let's step into this new variable. Let's continue to lead. Let's continue to lean on my staff and connect with my guys, lean on the community. And then let's also set the next goal 5 to 10 years from now. And I take that same template and we take that with our guys as well, because I know we'll have a short term, like I took the job right before this season started, so we got one season, but then the trajectory of a student athlete, it's you're in college for 4 or 5 years, so you have that lens, and then it's how do we continue to have sustainable success for the next 10 years.
Right.
Coach, how much has that like relationship helped you? I mean, you grew up with Coach Knipe, and you know, for him to just take you under your wing and eventually say you're going to be that next head coach, is like, how has that relationship just helped you grow?
Relationship building is one of the biggest things, and I'm going to keep saying the same thing. Building relationships and connecting is very important, and I believe it's very important in our community of Long Beach. And in the sports world, there's a lot of noise about NC2A rules are changing, different, like people are getting on the transfer portal, they're playing at 4 different colleges within 4 years. In my realm, that's not occurring in men's volleyball. We're still working on we're a process-minded team. We're looking out for all variables for our student athletes, and it's still a 4 or 5 year relationship. So Alan, I think a lot of it's because he was an alum here at Long Beach, and so everyone on our staff right now, McKay Smith, Amir Rodriguez, Matt Prosser, they're also alumni of the program, so I think there's an added sense of attachment and support because we've lived the process that our current guys are going through.
Right. Men's volleyball specifically is one of the most like loved and beloved sports of Long Beach State. You've seen 4 national championships come home, and you were able to be a part of all of that. Like, what does it feel like to like you yourself be a national champion, and for that to reflect on your team as well?
Being in that moment, and I lean on it's going after those goals or aspirations that it's not guaranteed. So then being in that moment, like I can't bottle it up and give to everybody, but you literally feel like your brain is rewiring yourself to like, okay, it's almost like a healing moment that occurs because you've put in so much amazing work, and you're the only team, and like Long Beach has done it 4 times. And we've been to 8 of the last 9 NC2A Final Four, so there is a chunk of change and time put in with our guys to experience it, but most teams leave the season and finish their season with a loss. Only one team finishes the year with a win, so it's very unique. So it's the world's greatest thing to go through. Of course, we're constantly working to hang banners and go after championships, and we're training, and our guys know this. We're always training with the end in mind, and it's just a constant roadmap of ebbs and flows and growth and yada yada that takes place, and we're trying to do it again and again and again.
I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. And Coach, you talk about it's always that end goal in mind, but I mean, constantly, I mean, you guys have just kept this super talented roster year in and year out. I mean, just what goes into keeping that championship mindset in each team that you have, Coach?
I'd like to define it as far as, and I'm sure you'll bring up different eras and stuff. So let's say like 2016 to 2019. That was the era of TJ DeFalco, Kyle Ensing, and Josh Tuaniga, who are now representing Team USA. They've been to Olympics. And then in 2020, after that group graduated, in 2020, we were number 1 in the country with a new group of guys. It was Carlos Rivera, it was Shane Holloway, and then COVID had occurred. And then we came back and we ramped it back up. In 2022, we're back in the NC2A finals. So some names there. That was the Clark Godbold, Mason Briggs, Aiden Knipe, Simon Torwey type of era, and you add in Alex Nikolov, who we had for a year, and then we go to the Final Four in 2023, and then in 2024 we're in the finals for Aiden, Clark, Simon, and Mason's senior year, but then you enter in Skylar Varga. He was a starter for us. Now Skylar is on the tail end, so he experienced the national championship last year. Now he's the leader, bringing the rest of the group with him too. So my point being, throughout these eras, it's never a restart. We're just constantly moving forward. So you've seen 3 or 4 freshmen on the court for us this year, and then it's matched with the Skylar Varga, Kellen Larson, Alex Condiv, who've been on the court winning the championship. So when you come through our program, and I think it's a good reflection of life, year 1, you're going to be mentored, of course, by the coaches, but then by the senior guys, and then from a communication standpoint, hopefully, like we brought up creativity. If I'm talking to you and I'm coaching you, you're bringing ideas with me and saying, hey, this is our what's next for the sport. So we're kind of ensuring we're a mentee. So you've been mentored, you have mentees. Then you get to the point where like, all right, how are you leaving your stamp and mentoring the rest of the unit, including me and our staff as a coach? So by the time you go out to the world, I've been mentored. I've had mentees where I learned together. I've been a mentor. You can conquer any variable in life.
I kind of want to delve into those eras a little bit
Keep
more.
going. Yeah.
You mentioned how each one was, you gave a little tight summary about each era. But I want to know, like, in each of those years that maybe when you went to a national championship or maybe when you didn't, what were the highlights of some of those years? And does one stand out more than any other?
One of the biggest standouts in my life occurred after the 2017-2018 season, but that was just a personal growth type of year. I remember that. And then when we won in 2018, and I told this to the guys last year after we won, the moment you win something, similar to what we said, okay, you have to then address what's next. And then you're the only team or only coaching staff in the country that now we've won it. We're not chasing the opponent that won it. Everybody else is now chasing us. That's a new territory for people to go through. So it's like you're a lone ranger, a lone group trying to just repeat and do it again. So we have that example of 18 and 19 that for me, and Alan had always said this, like, Nick, you have a luxury of having won as a coach very young. And for every coach out there and every guy that wants to go into their craft, I hope that they're able to go through the same thing. So I'll give love and respect to even other coaches that win national championships outside of Long Beach, knowing that I was able to ride on Alan's coattails, Tyler Hildebrand's coattails, Scott Tuzinski's coattails, even TJ DeFalco, Kyle Ensing, Josh Tuaniga's coattails as a young Nick MacRae. Now on the other side of it, like, I'm trying to then bring my guys there as well and ensure that I help bring as many other coaches with me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Coach, you talked about the culture of the team, the culture of even the students themselves, the student athletes themselves, but what is the culture of the coaching staff? Just focus on you guys.
Well, because we all went here, like, this comes from my wife helps me with this because she's my teammate and most important person away from work. Now, you're most like the 5 people that you surround yourself with. So with our coaching staff, all of them want to be head coaches. All of them are amazing competitors. All of them are actually dear friends because of that. Like, we're only spending time with one another because we're giving back to our program. I'd lean on the same things with our guys. Relentless daily growth, daily connection. Our coaches are process-minded, and they make me better, and hopefully my legacy would be that I help make them better as well. Yeah.
You know, you obviously have a good connection, and it's lovely that every one of your coaches has a connection to Long Beach too. You kind of curate this love that is irreplaceable when you're not from or familiar with a location, right? You have a big season, you know, coming off of a national championship. I mean, just like with the nitty gritty, you have these connections, you have this love, you guys have this like community.
Yep.
How does it translate on the court?
Yeah, you have to execute, and at the end of the day, you have to win.
Right.
We got to win. Like everything in the fall, it's all relationship building, and it's ensuring trust is built. So everybody needs to know and believe and have bought in that I have a voice. And it's not just a hierarchy of doing this because I say to do it. Everybody's bought in from a trust standpoint. Everybody's worked on how to communicate player to player, coach to player, or player to coach, and player and coach to self. So we work on all sorts of ways to communicate. And it's when conflict arises, how are we going to handle that conflict? And we're going to be very direct with one another. And even here, I've got our culture and standards for this year's team of this is by the guys. They read specific books, they give presentations, and like this is how we take ownership. This is how we show respect, how we build trust, how we communicate, direct, clear, and actually visually at times. Wow. How we have grit, what is our mindset, what's our legacy, how relentless are you, our commitment plus standards plus connecting with people. What we look for and how we represent our logo, and then championship volleyball. So none of this is X's and O's, but the more that we state through the wins, through the losses, we're trying not to just have it be random. And I brought this up to the guys. Like, it's okay if practice feels random, but we never want a match to feel random. We want to try and work on every variable, every lineup, every skill, every possible emotion. So then when adversity hits here, it's not when adversity hits, or if it hits, it's when it hits. We're then prepared to work strategically together and compete together. But it takes a lot of time outside of the volleyball gym, and I just compare it to relationship building, which we're all doing in life. But then we have to execute our skill and our craft and put in that time and the hours behind the scenes and do it for our fans and LB Nation.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we are national champions here at Long Beach.
We want to keep representing our Long Beach. Like, I'm inviting our students. Like, you can come watch practice. I want to ask you 30 questions. Like, how can we engage more with our students? Like, we have amazing crowds, and I know that. But then it's like, I lean on what I said. We represent our students. We get to be the face. We are very lucky to do that. And our guys know they are very lucky to do it. And they know that, like, we want people wanting us to bring championships, to be successful. That is one of the greatest positive pressures of being here for Long Beach State Men's Volleyball. So for me, I just want to keep going out into campus, not just saying, hey, why aren't people coming out here? Like, when you are a champion, it is then your job to do even more and further expand our sport, everything, the relationship building, and go to our university. So I take this as one of my first next steps, like, let's connect even more. So help me do that, please, you too.
Yeah. And Coach, you guys have done a phenomenal job at that. I mean, just from a personal standpoint, I see the volleyball guys at, the soccer games and, all over campus. They're just a great bright spot of the community. And I just want to give you your props. And, they're just phenomenal all over campus.
Good deal.
We kind of see it in your personality. And I feel like even after speaking to you for 20 minutes, it really translates. But in 2018 and 2024, you won a National Assistant Coach of the Year. What do those awards mean to you? Obviously, I feel like we know you're just a very, deep person, so I feel like it probably hits you at home.
It means that I was surrounded by really good people. That's exactly what it means. And if there were voters behind it, 10 years from now, I wrote this down as well, we've spoken on being like the 5 people I surround myself with. We're constantly chasing greatness. I get the luxury to be myself, and I'm constantly, I'm in my community. It's not about those individual awards or accolades. The goal is, 10 years from now, if I'm still here, it's not because of, it's not because of my choice. If I'm still here, it's because we're having success. And if we're not having success, then absolutely, you got to get the next leader in there that's ensuring we have success. Long Beach State men's volleyball will never go down, and it won't be for a lack of work or anything on my side. But my legacy is going to be that all of the alumni are still coming and being a part and celebrating our current student athletes. That's how I know of guys coming back. They're supported. If they are fathers, if they are parents, or if they are going through adverse times as well, I am still a part of their support system for 30 years when they've graduated here. That is my legacy for our campus, our community, for our men's volleyball program. And the accolades, because of that, naturally should be occurring anyway.
There you go.
Coach, was there an emotional moment with that? Because, to win that award, and Alan Knipe, to see that from you growing as a student, to see you win those awards, it had to be almost emotional for him, right?
That was in 2024?
2024.
2024. I would give every I'm sure there was emotion, but I would give every individual award for my guys to have that final win. And that's, the guys say that, and this would be the individual accolades of All-Americans or MVPs and Player of the Years. We have a lot of that occurs within our program. And I know that when our guys get interviewed, they'll say the same thing, and they'll deflect all the love and support back to the team. And the assistant coaches, I think one of the years MacRae was the other assistant coach, and then one of the other years, I think maybe it was Scott Tuzinski. So I got to represent the assistant coaches. So I know immediately in 2024, I went to MacRae and said, hey, this is for you. Thank you for having to take it. And then for the other one was Scott Tuzinski, who was the gold medalist Olympian, working alongside and helping a young Nick MacRae. He very well should have won that award too.
There's so many guys on your team that could be the one, the star, all that stuff. You keep the team so selfless. How do you guys have that cohesion?
Selfless service, easier said than done. That's one of our variables and core values, and you hear it in different other ways. We over me, or ego aside. We read one of the books as Ego is the Enemy. So maybe a little bit of it is because volleyball, you need the full team. It's a pass, set, hit, and rally that goes on. It can't be one male or female in women's volleyball as well can just dribble the ball down the court like in basketball. Maybe you can have that MVP or all-star. Within our sport, you need your setter to be good for you if you're an attacker. You need all your blockers to be good for you if you're a defender. So we're able, on the coaching and support side, lean into that selflessness a little bit more. It doesn't mean it's easy for the guys from an individual standpoint, but we definitely try. we speak on it, our guys act on it, that it is about the team and it's with the end in mind. And at the end of all of it, we're still, like behind the scenes, we're helping each of our individual guys achieve their goals. So we've had guys who they've set their goal to go play professional volleyball, but they haven't played for us. But they still go play professional volleyball. So we open up any and all of our doors from the agents, the pro teams, and we make sure that they have the film from practice, and we still do everything we can to get them to that moment. So it's easy for the guys that are in the lights, but then even throughout the season thus far, we have 17 guys. All 17 of our guys have played in matches. So on my end, I'm widening the base and trying to look out for those individuals, knowing that ego is a good part of competing, but then we still got to put the team first. So it's a fine dance and balance.
Makes sense.
Coach, you also in that mentioned the importance of a setter.
Yep.
Speaking of which, you played a key role in recruiting Moni Nikolov. Can you just walk us what through that process was like, and to see his record-breaking success, his championship success? Can you just walk us what that experience was like, and also was Alex part of that conversation as well?
I think that's what we have a good. And this is from Alan for years, even before I was coaching with Alan 14 years ago. Long Beach State Men's Volleyball has a good history of sets of brothers coming through here. And the second brother, the parents aren't going to send the second brother to the school or university if the first one didn't have a good experience. So I think it's a credit to our culture, it's a credit to how our staff, and then it's a credit to all of our support systems, like here on campus. From like our academic success services too, and it's a credit to our community. So there's no doubt Alex's success here helped his brother Moni as well. And with Alex coming here, Alan being a former Olympic coach, and Alex and Moni's dad Vlado having played in the Olympics, there was a connection there. So with me, okay, what's my next 5 to 10 year goal before coming back to Moni? When I got this head coach job, it's great. How do I now become the next Olympic coach at some point? So now coming back to Alex and Moni, like Moni, I think I'm pivoting and saying it wasn't me that recruited Moni. I got to be a part of that process, and I got to be a massive part of connecting with him, training from the setter standpoint. But Moni was absolutely teed up to be here and take us with him every step of the way. He taught me a ton about volleyball. He helped rejuvenate me in a lot of different variables of, okay, this guy has thousands of fans coming and demanding him to win, also expecting him to sign autographs. Like, it was mentally exhausting and physically exhausting. And to see an 18-year-old young man do that from halfway across the world and just say yes, even though behind the scenes I knew he was exhausted, he would say yes, and he left it better than he found it in every gym he played in across the country. So we know the volleyball side, we know the championship, but then just the blood, sweat, and tears, and he met it with a smile every step of the way. Like, that is the biggest positive light I'd like to keep shining on Moni. Yeah,
that was a very cool era. Like, it was almost like having a celebrity on campus all the time. Like, gosh, like, there were so many viral videos of him and everything, but really funny. But now, grateful for his success. Thank you very much. We move forward. We move forward into a different era of Long Beach volleyball. How do you want to define that? Do you not want to define it? What is this next? What is the main goal of this season? How do you want to walk away from this season?
This season right here, I mean, we have 2 more weeks in non-conference. Right. So we are 12-2 or 11-2, one of those right now, and the 2 losses come from one opponent. So we're number 2 in the nation. Right. Even those 2 losses, like, we have so much more meat on the bone. We've improved since then, and this started last week, and this is to our guys. We kind of did a reflection. We're all communicating, we're all setting our goals, and at the time we had 3 weeks left of non-conference, and the theme, and it's been written on the board ever since, is 3 weeks of relentless growth. So we got through week 1, and now this is week 2 of that 3 weeks. So yesterday it was 4 days of relentless growth, today it was 3 days, and we're constantly like just adding more from our team systems. Last weekend we had 3 guys who were scratches, whether it be injury or sickness. This is kind of the time that things like that go around. So we're able to lean on our depth and other guys. So what I'd say, we're training with the end in mind. The expectation for Long Beach State men's volleyball outside of our bubble is Long Beach State men's volleyball is always in the hunt. And you got to be first in the NC2A tournament to have a chance. So there's 12 teams that make it, and then you're trying to make the Final Four. And then when you're in the Final Four, you do need a couple variables to go your way to win it all. But that means over time, we've been to 8 of the last 9. You have to be in those final moments to truly win it. So our objective is to be in that final moment, and that's how it should be every single year.
Yeah. And Coach, unfortunately, those 2 games were dropped to UCLA, but you guys have an opportunity to play them in playoffs again.
There you go.
Tell me what that hunger is like within that locker room.
Absolutely. Our guys, when we reflect and when we watch, and we finish the learning loop. So that means we have to watch, lean in, and set our next goals. Our guys know that we handed them multiple points. Now, from the support standpoint, being there with the guys is we're playing to go and win the match. We're not playing to not lose. So there were a couple things that didn't go our way, but it was a do set. So the mindset was correct. The execution wasn't there. So now the process behind the scenes is we're trying to execute and train at a higher level. So time will tell. Let's get back to that moment, knowing that each week we've got some big time moments along the way. One of them being Penn State this weekend. Shout out students, come on out. We're honoring Paul Lottman, who was an NC2A Player of the Year, and he took Long Beach State to the 2008 Final Four. He was an Olympian, and we're honoring his uniform in the rafters. So he'll be back. We'll celebrate him, and hopefully Penn State's normally they're a top 15 team. Normally they win their conference. So even though and Penn State's a big name as well, knowing that they win their conference, we need to go and execute against them because that helps us with rankings, bids, and everything later in the season too. So it's a big match.
Yes, 100%. And, I feel like Penn State is a recognizable name,
That's
but
right.
in this sport, you're still number 2 in the nation. So I feel like there's this, I guess, how do you guys expect walking into this match? Is there this level of confidence, or do you guys just feel like it's another chance to prove yourselves?
That's the mindset that will always happen. So our championship mindset is if the score is 0-0, if we're up by 5 or if we're down by 5, we're trying to play and execute with the same sense of urgency every single play. So we've leaned on that before the season even started. Whatever the moment is, that means we're not just raising to the moment. We're not raising our level when it's a sellout crowd. We're saying we're falling to the level of our training. So whatever the score is, we're going at it one way.
I have a question about this
Keep
daily
going.
reflection system. I kind of want to know more about it. I mean, you referred to it, but I've been looking at all these graphs, and I need to know.
This is what I gave the guys, so that's why I printed it.
Okay. I was I
also,
just feel
if I
like
see blanks, all right.
I just feel like this is the kind of organization a national championship team has.
Yes.
So it makes sense, but I'm just interested. I mean, is there one specific system here that you delve into more? Is there, I don't know,
I think
Or
it's
can you
the ebbs and flows throughout the season. So with the 3 week of relentless growth,
Right.
that was absolutely. We have 3 weeks before conference starts which is the next chapter. But then this is just the reminder of if you're basing it off of a win or a loss every day, you're missing the point. And even in practice, I won the day, I won the drill, I'm amazing, or I lost the day. It can't define you. So how do you truly define a win or a success of a day? It's where have I grown? I'm putting in work, and even the days that you don't feel good. Did I try and grow today physically, mentally, spiritually? How so? So at least that can be some sort of a win. Sometimes it's making your bed. There's a book that our guys read, Simply Make Your Bed. Make your bed every single day. That can be your only win. So if it's the world's worst day, at the very least, when you do come home, hey, I got a made bed. That's a win. Can you constantly connect? So when you feel bad or when you don't want to do it, it's no. We meet people with eye contact. We show respect, try and connect. Are you creating, everybody likes to, in this day, let's go the perfectionist and the artist. So my question to both of you, are you a perfectionist or an artist? What would you think?
I'd like to think I'm an artist, but I probably am a perfectionist.
I would think the same thing. Yeah.
We all kind of do the same. I'd say that with myself as well. So by even saying that for me, it's very helpful. And it's something that I really like of like, I think everyone in today's day and age is a perfectionist. So you don't need to not be a perfectionist. That's not the goal. Mm-hmm. It's, hey, I can have a dance and let's still be an artist. And how am I creating? And in our sport, which is based on wins or losses or sometimes stats, it's not about the stats. It's about creating new fun variables, whether it be attacking, systems, something for the highlight reel, so it doesn't get monotonous for our guys. And like everybody seems to have more joy when you have that creative hook for them. So that's why it's literally written there. And then how am I competing? So we can still compete even if it's super hard. And at times we say like, hey, there's no more searching. Like it feels tough, coach. I haven't felt that perfect feel. Like we're not searching for the perfect feel anymore. We just have to compete right now. And we might not like it. It might be ugly. It is what it is. We're not searching for it. So just try and compete through it. So those are the 4 daily things that it can be volleyball. It can be school football. Like, how did I grow in school? How did I connect? How did I create? How did I compete through this? But it's kind of a life focus too that I just get to use, or we use as the example of volleyball.
Yeah, I'm gonna jotting all this down right now. Like, that's amazing. I think it's nice to have everyone on a regimen too. It really keeps sights set the same, which is comforting to know.
We're trying to lean on growth, lean on discipline, be risk takers. So have courage to push for more. Having a what's next, and always grace, compassion mixed with execution, pushing for more. So right, as I'll say it, like, you don't need validation. That's something that we say in a world where social media, like, we need all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But that's where, like, hey, you don't even need, and that's why you got my response about the award. Like, we're ingrained, like, we don't need the validation. Let's keep going. So it's even this example. I need to have a great day in order to be happy. I need to win the drill in order to be good. It's no, you can lean on the growth and process. Even I need external motivation to be my best. No, let's lean on our discipline. Let's lean on our standards of who we are, and like fear of what if this doesn't work? What if you see me fail? What if you see me make a mistake? You're going to make fun of me. No, be a risk taker and be you, or be a creative artist. Like, come on. So we have all the counters to it. It's easier said than done, but knowing like you are a student as well. Everyone that I'm working with are students too. So it's, I guess I appreciate that. We're all going through the same thing. So even more so, let's connect even more.
Yeah.
Dialogue. And,
yeah. No, that's crazy. I love that. That's like, it's nice to have a mantra more than anything. So thank you for sharing them with us. We appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Coach. Something I do really want to ask is, although your team is just constant professionals, again, lights in the community, I do want to ask, what's that fire like when it's game time and you see Skylar Varga spike a ball on screen, hit that ace, and he's like cheering on the crowd? I mean, what's it like to see that fire and those fireworks all over the place?
It's amazing, because it means he's freed up for that moment. And he doesn't need any motivation. He doesn't need, like, as a coach, you want all of your guys to be prepared for the moment, and at least be prepared to settle into the moment to be themselves. And you're able to see that on the fan standpoint. So if you ever see a coach like maybe reacting and things like that, it's truly because they haven't settled into the moment, and you're trying to ensure, like, hey, it's okay to be that risk taker, to be yourself. So Skylar's a great example. He will be himself again and again and again. So I love riding with him, and yeah, it's awesome.
That's so cool. I guess kind of to wrap things up, put everything in a nice little bow. Outside of, I feel like you don't have, outside of, like, I feel like you don't have, like, monetary success. Like, I feel like monetary success to you is just, like, something that's exciting, something that you can celebrate, but really I feel like you're looking for like, you know, it seems spiritually, you know, mentally, physical growth and all of that kind of stuff. But what is a message that you can leave for students that you tell your guys that maybe you bring home to your family as well, like Nick MacRae's mantra himself?
Be the best person that you're capable of being, even when it's difficult. And don't wait for anybody else to talk you into being that person. Be unapologetically yourself. That would be my mantra. And you are good enough. That is my mantra. And keep putting in the work. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, even when you think it isn't there. So I say this to my guys, a couple guys today, one foot in front of the other. And something that I like, it's not from me. I believe it was fear exists in the future and anxiety exists in the past. And all it is the reminder for me of get back to the present moment and get back to right now and just controlling what you can control in this moment right here. With the person that works on breath work, all that, we've talked the relentless daily growth. I mean, I'm trying to live personally everything that I've said to you, and my guys are trying to live it too, and it connects us even more. They know that I'm going to join them, and our staff's going to join them as we're all working and trying to walk the same walk together.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. I mean,
Thank you so much.
Thank
Coach.
you
with
for the
that,
opportunity.
this was
Yeah.
one of my favorite interviews. I don't know if I should say that, but
Thank you.
we really appreciate you. And I feel like, you know, like I said, like volleyball is just this thing at Long Beach State. You know, it's something we're prideful about. It's something we always turn to. It draws the biggest crowds. And I feel like speaking with you is just a testament to why. Like,
Thank you.
it's really, we are grateful that you can represent Long Beach State very well. So thank you.
Please let me open up any doors possible. Okay?
We appreciate
Cheers.
you, Coach.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much,
so
Coach.
much.
Thank you. And thank you to you guys for watching. Please go look at Long Beach State Men Volleyball stories. Go follow them on Instagram and read our stories about them as well at lbcurrent.com and on socials at lbcurrent. Thank you again, always, and we will see you guys next time.
See you guys.
Peace. Thanks, Coach.